The people sit on Tommy. Turn the one way. Wow.
And your ally MVP, Exotic!
Holy smokes, Team BDS. There is so much going on right now. You guys look so overwhelmed, and I think all of us are too. Monkey Moon, first off, congratulations on two-time world champion. I have to ask you, because after you win one, it can be hard to stay motivated going forward. What kept you in the game? What kept you so motivated to go for a second one?
Après ton premier titre de champion du monde, qu'est-ce qui t'a permis de rester motivé à jouer au jeu et jusqu'ici?
Je pense que j'ai juste envie de gagner. Pour moi, c'est mon objectif principal. J'ai toujours l'adage, j'ai toujours l'envie de gagner. Et c'est pour ça que je suis encore là maintenant.
You know, I just want to win. I just want to win every time, every day. And the thing is that, yes, I just play to win, and that's all that matters to me.
Jolly, come over here, Jolly. Rookie season, and you're a world champion. I gotta ask you, as a player winning as a rookie in one of the most competitive years of Rocket League we've ever seen, what can you say to anyone else that wants to follow in your amazing footsteps?
No, just believe in yourself. A year ago, I wouldn't even have thought of being the World Championship, let alone the RLCS. Just believe in yourself, you can do it.
Exotic, but you got a lot of emotions going on right now. So what I want you to, I'm not going to overwhelm you with a question. You get this stage right now to talk out to everybody and what this means for you.
Alors juste Exotic, dis-nous juste, qu'est-ce que ça représente pour toi de gagner ce titre?
Comment?
Qu'est-ce que ça représente pour toi de gagner ce titre?
Énormément de choses. Ça fait des années que je sais que je peux être champion du monde. Cassio, il y a 2 ans, il m'a fortement aidé, il m'a donné la chance. Et depuis, les résultats, ils vont que de s'améliorer. Et du coup, je suis trop content de toute l'équipe. De Rally, il est trop fort. Monkey, c'est le GOAT, je pense, il n'y a plus de débat. Et Cassio, 2 ans après le Covid, là, on arrive, on gagne ensemble. Je suis trop heureux.
So you know, it means so much to me, you know. I mean, it has been a few years since I knew that I could be world champion. And Cassio 2 years ago helped me a lot to go through a lot of things. And now 2 years after with Drally, he's really just gifted. Monkey Moon is the GOAT, that's no question now. And Cassio together in front of the crowd just to win it all is just amazing.
All right, guys, get around this trophy. We're gonna let you lift it in one more second. First off, though, Dickies Arena, you have been absolutely insane. Thank you for everything. And please join me one more time in celebrating your 2024 World Champions, BDS!
In the Open era, there has never been a World's Grand Finals without Team BDS. There has never been a World's Grand Finals without Monkey Moon. I think this is dynasty status at this point.
He is inevitable. I think we might have to change this arena's name to Monkey Moon Arena after that. What a player, what a team.
And move over, Turbo. Move over, K-Dot. We might have a new greatest Rocket League player ever. Monkey Moon, not only 2 World Championships, another Grand Final. Again, this is in the Open era, a full calendar year of Rocket League. But they're worth 2, and Monkey Moon now has 4 in my mind. Monkey Moon, what a performance. Exotic as well. Booted off his team after top 4 at Worlds. He was kicked. Monkey Moon couldn't feel the roster at first during Roster Mania of Europe. They put together this team. No one thought they would win this World Championship back in January. Now they're here, back-to-back land champions. Drawley, the rookie of the year, as someone has said before, Final Carpet. So there you go, Drawley. Fantastic performance, and Cassio, the coach as well, putting it all together.
I mean, Cassio's game plan, I want to shout out Drawley just one more time. 3 years in a row, the Rookie of the Year wins the World Championship. Seiko 2 years ago, Zen last year, and then Drawley this year, and then Monkey Moon. I mean, I think he's the GOAT. He's without question, 2 in the Open era. This is 4 years of domination. You got to include COVID. RLCS as well. This is how great BDS has been.
I mean, the script wasn't for NA today, but the script was still cooking. You look at Exotic, MVP. He was too unwell 2 years ago to compete on stage. He's now Coach Cassio, was playing by himself for Semper in Dickey's Arena. Here they are 2 years later with a medal around their neck.
And we talked about speed. BDS was just going to play their game again. G2, all top 3 members, average speed was the highest. Monkey Moon, way down the list, sitting at 1,500 speed, while other players were up in like 1,700s. Yet Monkey Moon, the most goals plus assists in this grand final. He's where he needs to be when it matters most. He got it done.
Well, you talk about him getting kicked. You talk about, I don't know, you look at players, mechanics, ability, but he just has that hidden quality that it's just, he's a winner. He's just purely a winner. You know, you can analyze it as much as you want. You can look at the stats. He just knows how to win World Championships, major events.
I guess we are looking at back-to-back LAN champions as well, coming off of the EWC win, flying halfway around the world to win the World Championship here, signing the stock car that's been sitting on the field the whole time. FNCS winners signed it previously last week, and now got the Rocket League World Champions on it as well.
It's pretty special. I mean, for this team, one of the hardest things in such a long season is to be peaking at the right time. There's something about Monkey Moon that just knows how to do it. We saw it happen 2 years ago in London. They bomb out, they come back to Worlds, and they just hit their straps. They fire. They've done it again. They win EWC. They get back in form. They win Worlds.
And there's something about European Rocket League. 3 Open Era World Championships, all have gone to Europe. We have yet to see North America win it. Mina now is on the rise. Sam is on the rise, but Europe, #1.
What a day. What an epic story. Getting all the way to Game 6 as well. We finally, it was fascinating to think about how one-sided the championship, the grand finals had been up until this point, but they made a story out of it. But what a story. I mean, Game 1, you get the first goal goes in, there's a tech pause that throws everybody off a little bit, and then G2 just blows them out, and yet still they're able to stay grounded here, and BDS manages to win a world championship.
It's the gameplay, it's the game style. Gibbs talks about the speed. They make you make mistakes.
Yeah.
G2 was just overcompensating a little bit, I feel. They were going and going and going, and eventually they were overcommit, and BDS were clinical. That Game 5, I don't know how many shots BDS had, but it felt like every single one they took went straight into the net. They have opportunities, they see them, and they score. Simple and plain.
They push every team to the absolute limit, and I think we saw that. I mean, you can analyze that last moment as many times as you want. That was just the pressure at its highest, and that's what BDS does to teams.
But it was 2 teams playing their game. We saw G2, the high-flying pass and plays trying to make it work. BDS is like, we'll lock it down on defense. We will challenge every single play that's in the air, and they did so. Those last few games, so dominant by BDS.
And you gotta remember, BDS had the reverse sweep Furia early on. They even get up there to play G2, then they beat G2 in 7. This is what it takes to become a RLCS world champion at this point. You gotta be clutch, you gotta have the mental, and BDS, they have it, man. I mean, That might be the
They
best.
just win.
They just win. They just win. I don't know what to say. They just win.
They're fighting against G2. They were fighting against the arena. Everyone. It felt like every time BDS scored, you could watch the fans pop up. You could see, oh, I can see exactly who's rooting for BDS here. The green suits who were here for Gentlemates all said, hey, we're gonna root on our French brethren. We came down to celebrate with them as well. But G2, they had so much support there. BDS had so much to go through, and yet through all that adversity, they come out on top.
And not only that, but we have to go back to the player walkouts. We never do individual player walkouts. And for BDS, for those players like an Exotic and Drali, getting booed by 5,000 fans as you walk out alone has to be so incredibly difficult. Monkey Moon seems like he didn't care at all. He wanted it. But the other two, you know, maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit more like want some support. But on the other side with G2 getting all that fan support, it still was not enough.
Well, I mean, I think for Monkey Moon, that was a sign of him as a leader. He almost took the booze himself and tried to absorb it all himself to take the pressure off Drali. It is his first World Championships, and Exotic as well, his first final. So, I mean, I like that from Monkey Moon. He said, I'll take all the heat. I'm used to this. I've been here before. And he showed up.
It was a wild hour of gameplay. I mean, if we would take a look at some highlights here and thinking about, like, back at game number 1 was all G2. Game 2, 0. How often does this happen, Gibbs? Game 1, it's a massive blowout. Game 2, 0-0 into overtime every time.
Yeah, just a 1-0 back and forth. But here's the celebration when they won. Monkey Moon going crazy, popping blood vessels, but he's fine with that. World champions, Exotic, so incredibly happy. Of course, Drali and Cassio as well. BDS absolutely deserving to be named world champion.
And this is why RLCS is so special. At the beginning of the season, people had questions about this team. John talked about it multiple times about how they kind of formed at the last second. In the first event, Drali, his first ever event, RLCS event, he did not play as well as he has obviously now, but it's been a marathon, a long one. From January to September, continuously improving to this point to play the best Rocket League they have in the past 2 days to become world champion. That's all that matters.
And not only that, back-to-back LAN champions as well. 3 weeks ago at EWC, BDS took that one down as well. So doing what Vitality did last year, winning back-to-back LANs, crown a world champion.
The rookies these days are ridiculous. Remember when I was in my first world championship, I couldn't hit the ball, my hands are shaking. I mean, now we've seen 3 rookies win a Worlds, and Drali in that grand final in particular was fantastic. I mean, he just wasn't feeling nerves at all.
Bates, I feel like we got to also just call out the elephant in the room. G2 now, 3 grand finals appearances of the World Championship, 3 losses. The curse feels stronger than ever right now.
Oh, yeah, it does. it does. I mean, it was a good series. It was an unfortunate end of it. Yeah, I mean, that happens. BDS outplayed.
It does. BDS, they're going to be taking down the grand finals of the World Championship. They are world champions here. And no, not a single sweep in the entire bracket. One of the most competitive, I can easily say, Gibbs, the most competitive World Championship we've ever had.
Oh, absolutely. We were 5 games away from every single one going to Champions Field throughout that bracket. And we look all the way back at that first match of BDS and G2. They played before Champions Field, came down to 1 mistake on Champions Field. Again, it seemed like it came down to 1 mistake with Atomic for BDS to be crowned champions.
You can see, again, the French supporting each other, as always. Brothers, enemies on the pitch, but brothers on the field here. Greatest player in the game right now with the world's MVP, Exotic.
That's 2 Worlds MVPs, one from last year, Zen, obviously, and Exotic now. And Exotic, again, was overlooked by a lot of these teams in Europe. So Monkey Moon's, all right, I'm going to bring you into the fold. We're going to get to see what we can do, and they've built something great.
I mean, it still wasn't perfect either. No team went undefeated at this World Championships. BDS lost to Falcons in the Swiss stage, so it's not as if they were peaking the entire tournament, but just the way that they keep building, they feels like an unstoppable force by the time you get to Champ Sunday.
And I think it's incredible to me that Exotic here comes out as the clear MVP choice. I mean, when you talk about just like the easy stories, you got Monkey Moon as a world champion, you got Drali as a rookie. Oh, these are the flashy titles that we obviously our eyes are drawn to. But Exotic here just been grinding, just been trying to get that win. And here, the most valuable player.
And I was saying it for days, feed Exotic the ball whenever you can. Monkey Moon's like, I'll play some defense, I will throw this ball out, and we will get it done with Exotic, with the placement on his shots throughout the tournament was fantastic.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Bates. They were just so precise, and to do it in a grand final, the pressure at its highest with an entire venue against you just shows it's a testament to their character. And Yeah, a thoroughly deserved MVP.
I mean, look at this. Just control, composure, all the way top corner. They don't even show his air roll. We don't even show his air roll top left in Game 5, which really kind of just set the tone. That's what he does. There's where he is with his family. You see how much it means to somebody to become a world champion. There's only so many in the game. Millions upon millions of people have played this. Thousands upon thousands have played at the highest level. And only 3 at the end of a season can become world champions. So you got to give it to him, man. He played absolutely special.
That is a monumental achievement to stand on that stage and call yourself world champion. Well done to BDS as they take that victory. Now, we do have the Ally MVP for the tournament here. We also have some player accolades powered by Progressive. We could talk about those a little bit. We've been giving people stats on that one all the time. This one has stats being tracked across the entire season here, Gibbs.
Yes, over the 3 lands, Major 1, Major 2, and then of course here, based on goals per game, saves per game, and assists per game as well. So we'll have to see who the leaders are. The Twins were leading. We haven't seen the numbers yet.
I think we're going to just show the winners straight up.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see it. This is the striker of the season. It's been Killers all season as the Progressive MVP.
We're talking about Falcons, best offense in the world, absolutely. There's no question about it. And the Twins were just working together the whole time. Rojas to Killers or Killers to Rojas, didn't matter, but Killers just gets by his twin brother for the striker of the season.
Yeah, best offense in the world, perhaps the highest peak in the world. We don't see it every series, but when they are on, man, they're exciting to watch.
A great one there. Now, again, you talk about the players that are connecting with him on the other side. You can't have great offense all on your own. I mean, some players can, but in general, you need a team effort. The playmaker of the year is Rojas, powered by Progressive.
Oh, wow. Look, here's the Twitter.
They've done it again.
It's because they just know they're just a hive mind. They know exactly what's going on. Killers hits, Rojas hits the ball down. Killers is already pre-jumping them. And when they play teams that aren't up to their level, they dominate them. And then they just farm the stats, and they're still great against really good teams as well.
And how cool is that? Identical twins winning these awards. That was a different player, by the way, if you're a casual fan out there. Twin brothers on the same team, putting in the work.
Now, the third one, the savior of the season, going to be going to Virtuoso here. I believe it's like 2.25 saves per game. Obviously, lots of opportunities, but you got to get them.
Then we got to get them. Usually it's the person who wins savior this season. You're kind of getting pressured a lot. So, Vert, got to work on the offense a little bit for the Gladiators. Hope we can see that. But also, even when you're getting that pressure, you still got to make the saves. And he did that.
Man, yeah, they all count. You still got to save. But you are right. It is a funny award. You do have a little bit less pressure sometimes.
But we got to give him credit because he led pretty much everything in APAC. Goals, assists, and saves, too. So he was really all over the field.
And if you missed it earlier, we announced RLCS 2025, gave you some fun details about it, a $5 million prize pool, as well as a 1v1 circuit, last chance qualifiers online, 20 teams at Worlds. Gives so many fun things to look forward to.
I think Johnny Boy's happy about the 1v1 than his cast there. His cast was phenomenal, obviously Grand Finals cast, but he is so excited about this 1v1. We're going to crown an RLCS 1's champion. It's going to be so much fun. And the thing I love the most, last chance qualifiers, is going to be a lot of fun. Everyone can try and participate and get those last 4 spots for 20 teams at Worlds.
It just keeps everyone still in the race, even if you're not in contention. So, it's exciting.
As well, we've been having this one graphic all season where we show kind of like, here's what's going on during the season. We slowly filled it out, and just yesterday I was talking about, like, here we are, September 15th. This is the grand finals. We finally got to the bottom. And now, the next day, we have an entirely new graphic that we're starting all the way back at the beginning of again. In January, we'll start that Major 1 qualifier. This tournament will stretch all the way through September.
And also no big break because we got those last chance qualifiers as well. So there's going to be Rocket League action every month up until September.
Lots to look forward to in 2025 for the RLCS. We can't wait to get that one started, folks. But in the meantime, we're going to just revel in the glory of BDS here. Again, they are the new dynasty on the pitch. It's hard for me to comprehend that they did it again against the same team in the same building that they won it in last time.
It's so impressive to do it when you're in North America, too. With this crowd behind them, or not behind them, it was just amazing to see Monkey Moon, again, just take those boosts for the entire team and just feed off it the whole time.
Not many people can do that, I don't think. Play against the entire crowd and one of the best, if not the best team all season on the other side.
There is one team that can play off that, and that was First Touch. I just want to give credit out to Baines there. The crowd was the chalk cast.
Rematch. I mean, best of 3.
Here's how things went out for the talent predictions. Congratulations to James Bot, Stacks, and myself. I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is actually updated. I do believe it will be James Bot undefeated at the top. And Johnny, I believe, will be tied.
Unless he changed his pick last second.
Unless he changed his pick last second, and maybe it's a three-way tie.
I was right, Wave.
Hey,
you won.
This graphics on the TV, I have won. Congratulations to Shogun, though, for predicting BDS.
I mean, he got everything else wrong, but the BDS pick he did get right. So well done.
Incredible. Over on the fantasy side of things, congratulations.
Are you serious?
There's
no way. There's no way.
Let's go. I still find a way to win, Bates. I still find a way.
Yeah, you're doing.
We got Roas. He was the offensive MVP throughout this tournament. He really carried. Like, if there's a loser MVP, it's got to be him, for sure.
The contrast of me being at the top of predictions and the very bottom, tied for last in fantasy here. I talked to our statistician. He said I was 0.01 behind Stumpy going into that series, and I gained exactly 0.01 to be tied with Stumpy at the end.